When it comes to dealing with most of my problems, I knew that it was due to the fact I never managed my time correctly. I always waited to the last minute to do things, and I would tell myself that I'll just do other things tomorrow. And because of that, I became frustrated that I kept putting things off. And so I kept putting things off because I felt frustrated. And that started a negative cycle loop that was hard to get out of. I felt that I needed to manage my time because I wanted to be as productive as possible. And because I had a job, I wanted to get as much done in less time. Because coming home, I would decompress for about 2 hours and most of my day is already gone. On top of all of this, I learned something called anxiety cost, which is kind of the same as opportunity cost, but anxiety cost is when you are so busy thinking about the things that you have to do and it's making you more anxious. But instead of doing it, you just put yourself into a more anxious position because all you do is think about the things that you need to do, and you would have just been better off if you would have done the thing. A common example that I can come up with is when taking showers. I'm the type of person that if I smell weird, if I smell like any odor on me, I'm not gonna wanna go out and do things. And because I hate taking showers, I always think, oh man, I gotta take the shower because I won't be able to go out. I can't do anything. And by the time that I do take the shower, most of my day's gone. And once again, I'm putting off things for tomorrow. All I had to do was just take the shower so I could stop thinking about it and move on with my day. There's a metaphor that you might have heard of where if somebody asked you to eat a frog every day, you should probably do it the first thing in the morning. And anxiety cost is kind of like that same thing, where it's like, okay, you know, you have to do something that you really don't like. So why not just do it the first thing in the morning so you're not thinking about it the entire day, which ruins your entire day because you're not being present with yourself or with others. That's how I decided to manage my time, by doing the most exhausting task the first thing in the morning, whether that's editing a video, going to the gym, or doing some sort of heavy load that I would not want to put off till later in the day. And if you're like me, you have to work in the mornings. So, how do you manage that? Well, previously, I used to wake up at 8 in the morning and had to be ready to go to work by 9, or I should be at work by 9. So, I didn't have enough time to film a video, shower, uh, eat breakfast, all within that hour. So, I decided instead of waking up at 8 in the morning, I woke up at 6. Waking up at 6 a.m. literally changed my life. In a matter of those 2, 3 hours before I had to go to work, I was able to get breakfast, film a video, read before I even had to go to work. And that right there was a complete game changer for me. What also helped with making sure I got things done is by not having to remember what I needed to do in the first place, because I'm very out of sight, out of mind. And I use a digital to do list app called To Do. What makes this one of the best to do list apps is that it's fairly simple to use. It was made with people that have ADHD in mind. I'll leave a link in the description in case you want to try it out for yourself. Now, the biggest helper with getting things done is by not getting distracted first thing in the morning. I still struggle with this. Sometimes I'll wake up and I will grab my phone and I'll think, oh, I'm just gonna like respond to these messages that I got. And then next thing you know, I'm having multiple conversations with people and I haven't even gotten my day started. Two reasons why this is actually dangerous. One, responding to those text messages spikes your dopamine, which is a neurotransmitter that's responsible for feeling rewarded. If your brain feels rewarded for literally doing nothing and then you try to do a hard task, you're gonna have a really hard time trying to do it. And the second reason is because when you're first awake, your brain is literally changing its frequency from delta waves into theta waves, which is responsible for learning, memory, and performance. However, if you use your phone first thing in the morning, you just skip that phase completely and go straight into alertness. The best way to overcome that is by simply delaying when you use your phone. Allow yourself those couple of minutes to just get into that performance stage before even grabbing your phone. And you need to delay when people have access to you and when you have access to other people. That way, you're not doing what I did and just start having conversations with a bunch of people first thing in the morning before you even brushed your teeth or made your bed up. But what if you still had so many things to do that it was overwhelming? Well, I would recommend automating and delegating repetitive tasks. Let's say you go to the grocery store to get the same stuff every week. Why don't you just get it delivered or get a curbside pickup? What if you don't like cleaning your place? Why don't you hire a cleaner? Why not use specialized food services if you don't like cooking or you literally do not have time to cook? Of course, this can be an expense to some people, but time is money. Imagine having a life where all you had to do was the thing that aligns with your purpose because you've delegated or automated things. For my to-do list, I use recurring tasks. So that way, every week I'm doing the same things and I do not need to constantly write out a whole new to-do list telling me the things that I need to do. And that way, there's less mental space in trying to figure out what to do and more mental space into just doing the actual thing. A part that plays into saving and maximizing your time is by going into a season of no. Random hookups, random obligations with your family and friends that you're not even going to enjoy, random invites. Just turn it all down for a season. If it doesn't align with the things that you want to do, say no to it. Keep yourself from being distracted by physical and digital entities. Now, for me, I don't necessarily have to worry about that because I don't like going out anyways. But I do remember there was a time where I was asked to hang out with somebody and I knew I had something else I needed to do that day. But instead of doing what aligned with my purpose, I went out and went to this event that I didn't even enjoy, and I wasted so much time, and now the day's gone and I still haven't done what was actually important to me because I wanted to please other people. So understand what's important to you and say no to everything else, and that is how you really manage your time, by focusing on what's for you. Everything else is noise.